Hello guys, so in this 3 examples we will be showing how the accidents are not really the random and how in their timings there are always the fixed points activated in the charts, and therefore how we can be prepared for their arrival. And we will also find out another layer thanks to which we'll be able to distinguish accidents from other challenging or negative events in our life, which are also coming from the same houses, like inheritance problems or debts or losses or diseases. So in this chart we will go through these 3 examples and we'll be reflecting on a specific method of timing using the Dasha system in the Vedic astrology. So this is very interesting how all of these 3 examples are using this special method. And probably you've heard many times on this channel that whatever we are saying from the Rashi chart, we need to use the Navamsha and the Varga to be confirmed. This guideline is coming from our tradition. It was very much reminded to me by my Guruji. So also we will follow this protocol of using the Navamsha. And this is very important because based on that, we can create some form of intersection, which enable us to be more clear about what we are predicting. So I assume you have some basic knowledge of astrology, that you know that there are 12 houses and each house will have some umbrella or group of meaning. So this is showing the essence. For example, in the 4th house, we have home, property, car, and trust. The mind is also there, the purity among the human characteristics or qualities. So the essence of the 4th house is the shelter or comfort. So whatever is there, we could, if we want to find some common point, if we want to synthesize all of these things, that would be this essence, which is the shelter or the comforts. Now, it's all fine when you are doing the astrology and not Jyotish, or if you are doing the humanistic part of astrology or the psychologized astrology and not event-based, which is traditionally Vedic astrology. Then you can just talk about this essence all the time, or as some of the YouTube astrologers they are doing, is that they think that if planet in house gets activated, then it will somehow activate all of these areas related to that house. For example, I've heard some interpretation that if Mars is in the 2nd house, then 2nd house has to do with wealth and family and also with the food. And Mars is related to, for example, brother and loan. So some astrologers were saying that they have built such stories that you may have situation when the brother will be related to some family, because 2nd house is family, a business related to the food, because 2nd house is also food, and Mars is also the loan, so you will take the loan of the brother. So they are doing such mixtures, but we see that the real life is not reflecting such, and also it's not logical, that we see that not always all the signification related to the house and planets are activated at the same time. Usually it's only 1 or 2 features of the planet or house which get activated at some point of time. So the Western astrology have seen that, oh, we have problems with choosing which part of the house will get activated. So it's better to operate on this abstract level. If a 4th house gets activated, it's better to admit astrology cannot say the specific part which will get activated, but definitely it will be something about the shelter in the transits or in the Dasha. So that is the humanistic approach to this problematic of many features in one house. And as you can imagine, for example, in the 12th house, we have losses and hospital stay. So how to distinguish between the two? For example, in the 8th house, we have unforeseen troubles, which could be accident, and also we have the debts or disease. Similarly, in the 6th house, which can also activate accidents, we have court cases. We have also enemies which are coming up. It could be a competition. So how to solve this problem? The traditional way is to bring some intersection. We need to combine these two groups and find what is there in the common. For example, if we take the 12th house, which is showing the losses and hospital stay, we can invite another categorization like financial and health-wise. So financial problem of the 12th house will be the losses, and health-wise problem of the 12th house will be the hospital stay. So therefore, if we see that the special dasha at the time is activating the 12th house, but is also activating the health problem in the Navamsha, then we can be sure, yes, this 8 or 6 or 12 is activating this umbrella of meaning, but specifically related to this health challenge, the roga, right, which is one of the wealth, arogya danam, health as being the wealth, according to the Artha Shastra. So it's very important to understand that in this school, we are not giving up this hope of being able to reach the detail, but to do that, we are inviting the intersection method. And therefore we have many levels, because if we introduce many levels, then we can do such intersections, and then in that intersection we will find that common diamond, right? If we draw many lines, then there will be some diamond, which will be specifically related to some detail, and this is how the event-based astrology is possible, because otherwise we'll be always operating on these abstract categories where it will be impossible to get into the detail. So therefore we have Rashi, the main chart, which has this many meanings, the umbrella of categories. And this is also very useful, because our psychology and also there is some karmic level which is operating on this very abstract or synthesized level. But from this, we are going down to the manifestation, and then some nuanced manifested event is coming up. And this also we can predict based on that methodology of intersection and inviting many levels, like Navamsha, the chart of fortune, and Vargas, which is the specific chart related to the specific area, like health or career life or relationships or children and so on. So in this example, we will see how at the time of accidents, in the Rashi chart, there were yoga for accidents, which is usually Rahu and Mars, or signs Sagittarius or Scorpio are accentuated. And also, at the time, the planets activated the 12th house in the Navamsha, because the 12th house in the Navamsha is controlling all the health problematic situation. So in our tradition, we were taught that whenever there is some health problem, the 8 or 12 or 4th from the moon in the Navamsha will get activated. And this is beautiful, very useful principle, without which it would be very hard to exactly know when these challenges are coming, because if we only use the Rashi chart, as said, the 12th house may show hospital stay, but also may show foreign travel or some losses or investment or also other things. So this is a very useful method to be more sure about this specific timing. Okay, so this is my yesterday's consultation, and the person had 2 major accidents in life. One was related to the finger, which was cut off and then it was brought back in the hospital. Very extreme and gore type of genre, we could say, of movies, karmic movies. And the ankles, that was the second accident. So one was when person was helping the father, the second was when person was building the property. Period in the variation dasha, when that problem with the finger, cutting off the finger, it was not small thing. It was the Saturn Mercury, right? We have to count from Saturn to Mercury. We have 5 houses, and now count 5 from the sub period, and we will come to the moon, which is problematic, right? Moon is the 12th lord. So 12th house and the 12th lord. These are the problematic houses which can show health issues. So Saturn, Mercury is the experience. The Anubhava is coming to this house. So what will be the experience of the period? Count from Mahadasha to Antardasha and count the same houses. And I've seen that for health mothers and in the Navamsha, this principle, as we will see in those 3 examples, is very common. There is something at play. Maybe this Anubhava principle is related to the moon, and moon is all about the health. Because all this mirror, all these echo principles are binary, and who is binary in nature? The number 2. Number 2 is the moon. So Saturn, Mercury coming to that 12th lord. If you use the normal moon Vimshottari, it was in the period of Mars, Rahu. So if we count, let's delete that, from Mars to Rahu, 3. Oh my God, we are coming again to the 12th house. So both variation and the normal Vimshottari is showing the 12th house getting activated through this Bhakya or Anubhava principle. Let's see the second event when person had a big accident with the ankle whilst building the house. It was in the Saturn-Jupiter. Now in the Rashi chart, in the main chart, Saturn is in 6th, Jupiter is 6th lord and 10th. Yeah, someone can say, okay, it's a 6th house is accidents. Okay, let's use this principle again. From Saturn to Jupiter, we have 8 houses. So we have to count 8 from Jupiter and see what's happening. We are again coming to the 12th house. So we can see Saturn, Jupiter, experience is bad health. So you can see how this is very methodical and repeatable. Because in the Rashi chart, it could be 6, 8, 12, there could be some from Karaka, there could be many things which will activate the accident. It could be Badaka. But see how this is methodical. We could even say scientific, at least in the methodology. So Saturn to Jupiter, Anubhava goes to 12th house. And that was the variation Dasha. Because the moon is in 11th, we were using Utpana. Now let's see moon Vimshottari, it was the Rahu, Mercury. Let's count again. From Rahu to the Mercury. Oh, we are again coming to the moon, 12th lord. So again, Rahu, Mercury, 12th lord is getting activated. So we can see 4 examples. We are using 2 events and 2 dashas. And that Anubhava principle in all of these cases were either showing 12th house or the 12th lord. Now someone can ask why this first problem with the accidents related to the finger happened. Now we can see that Saturn is the 6th, which is showing the finger problem. We had some Mars Ketu here at play, and also in the Navamsha, Ketu and Mars are having a 4th and 8th, giving effects on the 12th house. So hospitalization may have to do something with the cutting of some part of the body, as always Mars and Ketu are doing. According to Jataka Parijata, a text, ancient text, which is giving us this magic formula for transplantation or cutting off or some surgeries where part of the body is removed. Now, someone could ask why it was related to the father. Now, we may use here the 9th from the sun, because 9th from the sun is showing what is bringing you to the father or what is going on when you are close to father. So this is your experience with being with the father, and we can see that 9 from the sun is that 7th house, which is loaded by that Saturn. So we could see that this Saturn is part of the problem, and the Saturn is an 8 from the sun, and also it's in Dushtana. So if we ask about the challenging part of that experience with the father, then it would be related to that Saturn in 6, whatever it is showing up. And we have already analyzed it's related to that Rahu Mars yoga of accident. And based on the Navamsha, we filter out that this activity will be related to the health. So this is how we are using the Navamsha to being more sure. Now let's see the third example of the celebrity who had a bike accident, which also nothing major has happened, but the hospitalization was there. So this is the example of Maura Tierney, and the accident happened. If we use again, we will be using the 2 dashas. One is the variation dasha, because she has a moon in the 6th house. We can use the Kshema Vimshottari. And this accident happened in Rahu. We can see Mars is in the Lagna and Rahu is aspecting it. So again, we have this Mars-Rahu combination, which can be problematic and which can attract such so-called random situation like accidents. And Rahu. Now let us see the Navamsha. Again, someone could say, oh, Rahu is a sixth lord and Rahu is also the Lagna lord, right? So something related to health. Sixth lord is about the accidents. Maybe someone could say, oh, fourth from the sun. And this is in A6 is also in the ninth house. Ninth house is all about the bhagya, also unforeseen situation, bad fortune, bad luck. So you could justify that. But the problem is that you can also become the victim of this broadened justification, because then if you are able to justify everything, then if you will need to read the chart of your clients, then this will be also trap for you, because you will not be able to find what is really going on. So therefore, let's see the Navamsha, how this is panning out in this Varga. Okay, so it was in the Rahu. So if we use the Rahu, then the experience is the Rahu itself. But because Rahu is an own sign, we can see what is happening to the Uchanata principle. This is another traditional principle in the school. This is the Navamsha chart. This is the chart of luck, right? We remember that the 12th house and the 12th lord, so Jupiter or a Ketu can also bring the problems. We see Jupiter is here in the 8th. So this is the Dasha when the problem of health or accidents, we can expect them. So in the Rahu, normally it is in the 6th house. So 6th house by itself is not necessarily giving the health issues. This can give some kind of other challenges, but not necessarily related to the health. We said that the focus is 8 or 12, but because Rahu is an own sign, Virgo is the sign in which Rahu feels like in the home. And when this situation happens, then we say that this planet is not giving results on this level. We need to see its Uchanata. And for Rahu, the Uchanata planet, this is like someone who will give the results, right? So if Rahu is an own sign, who will give the results? The Mercury. The same things happen for exaltation. If Rahu is exalted, the results are given by Mercury. And Mercury is in the 12th house with the Ketu. Ketu is the Karaka of accident. So Mercury is there. Rahu in the 9th house. Remember, the Rahu in the 9th house was 6th lord. But there could be many things going on, right? 6th lord in the 9th could also show litigation related to father. But based on the Navamsha, we can be more sure it is about the health. Now, if we use the normal Vimshottari, it happened in the Mercury-Saturn. Let's see what's there to expect. Mercury is here. Saturn is here, right? So we have 11 houses. We need to count 11 from the sub-period. So if we count 11, 1, 12, 11, oh my God, it's a 8th house with the 12th lord. We need that, right? We need 12 and 8. We have 8th house with the 12th lord. Therefore, in the Dasha of Mercury and Saturn, we are expecting this Jupiter in the 8th house. So this is how the Bhagya or Anubhava principle, using the Navamsha in both variation and in the standard moon Vimshottari, was showing very accurately the result. So we have seen 6 such incidents when this was giving us positive results, and therefore we can use that in our life and for friends, for clients. Now we know that this specific challenging or inauspicious activation of Dushtana of 6th, 8th, 12 or Badaka house in your chart will specifically be in the category of health. Because it could be financial problem, it could be a family issue, it could be a litigation, it could be someone is disappointing you, it could be some affair, some cheating, you are getting to know some very shocking facts. Many bad experiences could be there. But if 8 and 12 are activated in such a manner in the Navamsha, then we know that this will be about the health. So this is very nice way taught by our tradition to distinguish such events. Okay guys, so that's it for today. If you have found any value in this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps this channel, doesn't cost you anything. Join our Discord community if you have any questions or you want to discuss the charts. We have already more than 100 members there, so it's a very lively discussions. If you'd like me to help you to analyze your chart with the yogas, the vargas, and all the dashas, also providing the remedies, then hit me up in this email here, and we can schedule a consultation for you, 60 or 90 minutes. And if you are still hungry, if you would like to see next videos about the Vedic astrology, then please consider watching this one.